before the heaven and the earth came to existence, what was I? Before the heaven and the earth came to existence, what was I? Before the heaven and the earth came to existence, what was I? That my friends in practice meditation, emphasize practicing, asking the question, maintain doubt. We just continue to ask the question, simply ask the question clearly, automatically, from asking the question, raising down. When the down is very tiny, very small, but maintain the small down, little down, become the great down. Now, that's the explanation for the practicing, emphasize practicing. We don't use the seek, the doubt, seize, the maintain, see the objective to practice. If we get the attachment in that practice, we still in the check attachment, we still in the dualism. All of the knowledge, explanation for the knowledge to just yes, the conception of practicing. Just get strong to believe in the all mind. Everyone have the own mind. And the own mind exactly equal or the same as the Buddha mind. Same nature, Buddha nature, not different, no dualism in there. So all of the understanding, all of the knowledge in dualism and self-attachment, that's the begin and end at the start and will be end to that's knowledge. Buddha call it the illusion, self-attachment. Or the knowledge, Buddha call it the ignorant knowledge, said being knowledge. We carry that knowledge, so we lost the wisdom knowledge, lost the prajna paramita knowledge. Only way to get back that knowledge, just maintain down. But maintain down, sweep out all shape attachment. Maintain down with strong belief in the zone mind. You be like discover, we will get over the sickness, the circle of burden that we call up the self-attachment or ignore. To live back or to get back the original face, the wisdom knowledge always there. Now that knowledge and the Buddha knowledge no different and still there. But we like we lose it, we lost it. We just carry, we just attach the illusion knowledge. So recognize that to the explanation of the Buddha, of the experience from the experience one. The explanation, just explanation. Practice, get the idea of the Buddha, practice and practice. But every day we practice, we still stuck in obsession. We stuck in the attachment. We stuck in the karma, the bad, very bad habit. We cannot practice in progress. Cannot practice diligently. So we win ourselves to, if we shoot ourselves attachment, we win ourselves when we relieve ignorance, relieve dualism, step by step, day by day, time by time. We success in practice when we maintain in doubt, completely, absolutely doubt. And absolute doubt, like the great doubt, leads to awakening, leads to the attain enlightenment, or lead practitioner to get back the origin of face. That called freedom from samsara. That called end of circle birth and death. Just practice. Thưa quý thầy,
good morning, dear monastic sangha and all lay Dharma friends. In our practice, Huatou meditation, we just basically have to ask the question and maintain the doubts. Just like this one, it's not the mind, it's not the Buddha, it's not the thing. What is it? It's not the mind, it's not the Buddha, it's not the thing. What is it? So we have to keep this question in our mind all the time. And when we don't have enough trust in the mind, we're not able to maintain this question and maintain the doubt, because our tendency is always try to run after the worldly desire, worldly things, and therefore it's always distract us from asking the question and maintain the doubt. And the wisdom, the prajna is not false in this the dualistic mode of our thinking. So when we still have this habitual patterns in our practice, and we're not able to raise the doubt, and when we're not able to raise the doubt, we're not able to gain the wisdom or the prajna, and we only gain the worldly knowledge. The more we get the intellectual understanding, the worldly intellectual understanding, the more ego that we're gonna get, the more attached to the self knowledge, and we don't believe in our own wisdom, our own prajna, and we're not able to use our wisdom because of this worldly intellectual knowledge. And the wisdom or the prajna, it doesn't have it doesn't abide into the time, the space, and the thing. But the worldly knowledge is always attached to this birth and death, and the time and space. and therefore we're not able to return to the original mind or the Buddha nature.
Duy nhất chỉ có cái con đường tham thiền mà Đức Phật
So therefore,
đã truyền dạy
the
trên
only way it's going to
luôn
help
nhắc
us
nhở.
to direct return
Nhắc
to
nhở
our own
căn bản người già phải tin
Buddha
tưởng.
nature
Mỗi ngày
is
chúng ta nhắc
ask
lại
the question
hướng
and
về
maintain a
thực tập.
doubt until we
Mỗi ngày
get
chúng
the
ta
great doubt.
đều mượn cái lời
So
của người
we
cổ tiếp tục
rely on the words of the Buddha, the
cái
teaching
gương
of the
giống như là
patriarch,
cái
their
phóng
role
sinh mắt rắn độc
models,
ở trong tâm mình, trong nhà mình.
and they
Bóc
lead the way,
cái ngã chấp
and
cái vô mình
they help
ra
us
khỏi.
to get
Mình
into
mới
the
yên tâm,
deep
mới
layers
ngủ
of
được, mới
ignorance,
tự do tự tại,
or
mới gọi là
so-called
thoát
the
được.
get the snake
Nên
out of the house.
nhắc để mình nhớ cái
And
biết
we always
của
get
năng
the
xưa,
reminders
cái biết
from
của
patriarchs, and
tương đối
to
theo
distinguish
cái
between
biết bệnh.
the
Cái
dualistic
biết bệnh nó hiện
knowledge
hành thì cái biết
or the
bệnh của mình
sickness
bị
knowledge
ẩn mất, bị che khuất,
and
bị
the
mờ mất.
wisdom. Right now,
Chấm
we
dứt cái biết
basically
bệnh tức là
blind by
nó
our
hiện ra,
worldly
thì đó
knowledge,
cũng là cái lời giải
and
thích.
that
Cái chấm
is
dứt đó
why
chẳng
it
qua
blocked us
giữ cái nghi
from
tình,
return to
kéo
the
dài
Buddha
cái nghi
nature.
tình. Mà khi nói giữ cái nghi tình, kéo dài cái nghi
So
tình thì
therefore, we
chấp
need
định
to
cái
maintain
chấp
the
định cái
doubt.
ta phải muốn được cái sự kéo dài,
And
muốn có
when
cái giữ
we
nhất,
say that we need to
thì nó
maintain
là
the
cái
doubt,
sự
it's
cầu,
only
sự
a
cầu, sự
way
đắc,
to say it.
cũng là cái biết của
It's
phân
just
biệt,
a
cái biết của
skillful
ngã chấp,
mean,
biết của vô minh.
but it should be
Trên cái
naturally
chỗ đó, Đức Phật gọi là nhận
return
giác
to
là
the
con.
don't know mind,
Chư Tổ nói
or return to
là
the don't know
bỏ ngọc đi lấy
state
cục
of
đá.
mind. So
Nên cái
we
sự
have
thực
to be
hành
careful here,
nhắc
because
hàng ngày,
otherwise we're gonna get
nhắc
to
mỗi buổi,
the state of
mà chúng ta
mind that
vẫn
we
luôn
thought
luôn
is
sai lầm, luôn luôn
the
chạy theo
the true
tập
nature of the
khí,
mind, but actually
tập
it's not,
khí thói quen,
because of
mà
our
vô
habitual
lậu,
pattern is
tập
always
khí của chúng sinh, tập khí của sinh tử.
tend to get to something that we want to
Cứ
gain,
buồn vui thương ghét, cứ
something
không
that we
được bất
want
như
to
ý, như
seek,
ý mà bất như ý,
and something that
tức
we
là
want
không
to
vui của mình.
gain in our
Tiêu Tổ
happiness,
khuyên
peace,
phải giữ
and
vô trong miên mật, giống như cái tâm
therefore the
không thích
patriarchs
sinh tử,
always
cái
remind
niệm
us
tập khí
to
sinh tử phải muôn năm một niệm thánh
have
thiết,
this
một niệm muôn năm một niệm.
mindset
Tại
of
cái con vua bên cái thống thiết ngàn ngày,
strong
giống như là chưa
determination
xong cái
to
vấn đề là
resolve the
không
birth
có
and
ngưng
death.
xuống được, không buông xuống được, không bỏ xuống
Until
được.
then, we're not gonna
Và
let
không
go
có
of this
chịu thực
practice.
hành,
We need
mình
to continue
cứ
on,
chạy trên cái ngã chấp, cứ nói về cái
and
chuyện
otherwise we're gonna
thì đó
run
là cái sai
off
lầm,
with
cái
the
đó là cái tập khí,
self
đó là cái
attachment
ngã chấp của chúng ta.
and our own
Tại sao nói
ignorance.
hoài nhưng mà vẫn bị hoài? Nó không có
So
đơn giản.
why
Tại vì
we keep saying this
chưa
and we
đủ
still get
đầy đủ cái niềm tin trên
we're
tự
still
tâm,
struggling
tin trên
with
ý
our
thức phân
practice,
biệt của mình, tin sự
because
phán đoán, sự
we
suy
deeply
xét,
trust in
sự cho
our
là.
worldly
Nên phải nhắc
knowledge,
hoài.
worldly
Chư Tổ cũng vì cái khôn
understanding
chỗ này nè,
than
Đức Phật cũng vì cái
our true self.
từ bi,
So
vì cái
therefore,
khổ chúng sanh, cái
the
này
Buddha,
cái
the
này
patriarchs
là
always
mới ra đời,
try to
mới
remind us,
rộng truyền phương tiện giáo hóa
and
tất cả, nhiếp
from
vào
there, the patriarchs
cái
try
tự tánh
to
giác ngộ giải thoát.
create different skillful
Thì
means
mỗi
for our
chúng ta
practice.
đều vướng cái tri kiến bệnh,
So all of us, we have
ai bị cái tri kiến bệnh,
somewhat of the
mà với cái
sickness
tri kiến
in
bệnh nó
our
dẫn lại cái tri
Huatou
kiến bệnh của mình
meditation
có. Tại
or
vì
the
sao
Zen
lại
practice,
có? Tại công phu mình không miên mật. Đến cái tri kiến bệnh
because
mình
our
đầy
practice
dốc.
is
Tại
not
sao mình
diligently
biết nó
or
là đầy dốc? Tại vì
continuously
mình đủ thứ tham sân si.
keep going,
Tri
because
kiến
we
bệnh
get full of
coi như là nó rất
greed,
khó có thể buông xuống á, là do
hatred, and delusion
có
all the
tính tự
time,
tâm. Chắc
and
chắn
we're
phải
not
rõ
able
ràng
to
như vậy. Gián
get
đoạn
back to
liên
the
tục.
trust in the mind.
Đó là cái bệnh. Nhưng bây giờ
And
đâu
this
có
is
cách
the
nào khác
Zen
hơn.
sickness.
Mình phải bằng mọi giá,
There is no other way.
hết tất cả thời gian, hết tất cả phương tiện,
So
bằng vậy thôi. Ngoài ra đó người ta đánh
we have to
đổi
go beyond
để
all the
công
skillful
phu, đánh
means,
đổi để mà tu tập.
the time and
Giúp đỡ
space
tất cả
to
cái thời
trade
gian
all that, to return to the ask the question and maintain the doubt, and we're able to detach all the things in the world, and we may go to the retreat, the 7-day retreat, so that way we can create the momentum for our practice. So that's why we're able to leave this the strong self attachment. So this is kind of a reminder for our upcoming 7-day retreat from the January 6th to the 12th. So right now, if you have any questions, please raise your hand. Namo Sakya Muni Buddha. Miss Mỹ Vân, please go ahead. Namo Sakya Muni Buddha. Dear monk, monastic sangha, and all practitioners. My question is related to the explanation you just did. So my practice is kind of struggling because my work is basically have to deal with a lot of things. And when I try to return to the practice, and like you said, try to maintain the doubt. And when we maintain the doubt, everything is gonna let go. The way that I think that it should be the right way. So based on our practice, we should practice all the time. So in order to maintain the doubt, we need to ask the question. And the question is like the cane. The cane is going to help us to walk. And the practice is going to help us to get used to it. We're gonna, well, actually, the question is more like so the practice is help us to automatically help us to return to the practice automatically without our forcing. So when we have this strong determination for our birth and death, so it's going to help us to maintain the doubt itself. So the main thing here is we just need to remember to return to the practice and trust in the mind. So whether we have to work in our daily life, we still have to maintain our practice and maintain our study with our group like this. So we know what to practice in a correct way. Just like the students, we need to have the counselor at school, to help them to guide them for their future career and give them encouragement for their study. So everything in our society, we have organizational way, to run things. So in this Huatou meditation practice, it's the same thing. We have to follow the guideline. So just like the patriarchs saying that the more that you keep going, the more you're gonna get to your destination. just like people they walk in the morning and they get observed by the dew, and eventually it's gonna get wet. So the more you practice, the more you listen, study the Dharma talk like this or Q&A, the more you're gonna get to understand better about the true practice, the true Dharma, and it's gonna help us to let go of our self-attachment or the ego in us. So it's gonna let go of our false understanding, and you're gonna create the right strong determination for birth and death. So it's gonna, the practice is eventually it's gonna create this automatic practice, and we don't even know. Like when you practice and people turn on the news and so on, and your mind doesn't really pay attention to the news, and you keep practice, you keep continue on without pay attention to other things. So
100 quyển á, đọc tới quyển 100 thì nó quên cái quyển 99 này, hay là quyển
so
thứ 1 rồi.
Just like when you're really into reading the novel, right? You're really deep reading into the novel, and sometimes you forgot the previous chapter. You just focus, keep going and going and going, and you don't even know what chapter you're on. So in the Zen tradition, if you don't practice and you keep listen to the teaching and you talk it, you use that Zen phrase or Zen teaching, and you just keep talking and talking. So that is the Zen master say that we chew or we swallow the spuds from the other people. Use basically is kind of an insult that is saying that we don't use our own knowledge, but we plagiarize other people's words. So we have to just focus on the practice, and when you work you're not able to focus on the practice, then to work. So until you're able to planning the work and the practice together, and it's gonna be natural, and you're able to do the work and practice at the same time. So you let go of the self-attachment, and slowly it's create this automatic momentum practice, and you're not basically you do the practice your own in your own way, and you're not copycat anyone, and nobody copycat you. So you just practice and do Q&A and just ask question when you think that you don't understand thoroughly. So you not let go something this opportunity to ask the question. So like when people they really try to practice really hard, and they show their home and leave home, and then they came to the Zen center, and when they got here and they said, oh, it's not productive, it's not like practice good for them, and then they return back to home. And because when they don't really understand truly about a practice, and they're not able to determine in their own life, and they run after something that they think is falls on in their own understanding about a practice. So we have to have this clear understanding about the practice, and understanding the Dharma. So when we're talking about leaving home, or let go, or even donate everything, like the vows of the bodhisattvas, and when we have the true understand the true Dharma, and you're able to let go in a very easy way. So the Buddha said that Yayudala, his former wife, said that when she want to practice in the Sangha, and the Buddha said that you have to endure all the difficulties in the Sangha. It's not going to become like the royal life anymore. So you have to be aware of that. So if you don't accept it, don't, because she was a prince. So if you're not able to accept this difficult life, then you should not enter the Sangha. So the monastic life is basically we have to not able to have a luxury life. We're gonna sleep under the tree, in the forest, and we're not gonna have a beautiful dress, or makeup or whatnot. So it's a monastic life. So you have to understand that before you accept to enter the Sangha. So if you're able to accept that, then you're gonna able to walk on the path without a lot of struggles. So what we're trying to say here is we have to really understand our mind and trust in our own mind, and we know what we're doing, and then we gonna do the practice. Otherwise, we have a lot of obstruction, in our own mind when we practice. So it's just like a cause and effect. We have to understand that we have to trade off everything for something that's very special. That's our enlightenment. So doesn't matter what, if even we have obstacles on a path, that's good too. That's gonna help us to endure our practice. So even the Buddha has his own obstacles, come from Devadatta, his former disciple. He creates a lot of trouble for the Buddha, and even that all the trouble Devadatta creates for him, or to him, he said that Devadatta still one day become the Buddha. So return to this question, we just need to continue to ask the question and maintain the doubt, trust in your own mind, and we keep continuing with the practice, and one day it's come to fruition nothing can, obstruct us. So
Dạ hiểu thầy,
did
con
my
cảm ơn
explanation
lời khai thị
make
của
sense to
thầy.
you?
Thầy,
Yes, thank you
con
for
khi
your
con nghe khai
explanation.
thị của sư phụ ở trong băng á,
I have another
nhắc tới
question.
một
So
câu
yesterday
nói
I
của
listened
thầy
to the
của
Zen Master Waitley
Bồ
about
Tát Long Thọ là
the Bodhisattva
tâm như hư không vô sở hữu. Cái này con không có hiểu
Nagarjuna.
thầy.
He talked about the mind that not abiding into the space of time. So this is the middle way, Madhyamaka teaching from the teaching by the Nagarjuna. So this is his teaching to help us to show our true mind, so we can let go of our false understanding, false mind. The teachings talking about all the cause and condition and the true mind, the true Buddha mind doesn't have any forms or so the teaching of the Nagarjuna basically help us to negate all this attachment of the views, the knowledge. Just like, a human being like us, we love to sometimes stay in our dreams. Even when we sleep, we love to, have a beautiful dreams. So, so the teaching basically help us to negate all the dreams in our daily life, and like try to solve our sickness in the mind. So that is when the sickness is leave the mind, and we able to recover our Buddha nature, our healthy mind, and we're able to go beyond the distinguish or the distinction, the discriminations of the mind. So when the Nagarjuna say that the mind is like the space, non-abiding into the time, the space, the true. So that is same meaning as the Buddha mind, the Buddha nature, the emptiness. So those words just words, but we have to go beyond, because the words still attached to the relative realm. So when we talk about it, we fall into the relative realm. So when we talking about the mind is not abiding into the space, like the teaching of Nagarjuna. So why didn't Nagarjuna say that the mind is like vast, great? It's great and boundless. So when he say that, let's say, what if he say that the mind is like boundless spaces, vastness, then it's gonna fall into the smallest, the limited of the mind. So if we lose the true meaning of the mind. So let's say when we say pure, is the opposite is impure. So when that is created, the relationship between the duality. So when we say the mind is vast and contain everything. So when we say vast, contain it creates a relationship between the small and uncontainable. So the mind is not. So when we say it's create the relationship in the duality. So we have. So when we say there is, then there's not. So Basically, his teaching is going to help us to negate the duality.
Cái hình tướng đó của tâm, nói cái dụng đó của tâm.
So when we're able to return to the original mind, we're able to tap into our wisdom, and we're able to use it without knowing it. So when we say trust in the mind, we trust in the Buddha nature. So when we have to return here is return to the practice, return to our original mind. So we have to be careful here, otherwise we run into the relative. So let's say we sit in here, we use a space, we use a space, and we use our speech, and all this, their works itself is not gonna create any obstacle, because it doesn't possess anything, so it's basically contain everything. So if we try to create the concept of the space, then it take up the original the space, the capability. So doesn't matter we create concept or not, the true nature of the mind never get differentiate from it. So it's not falls into the relative realm. So only our sickness of knowledge or our sickness of the mind create all that possession or attachment. So the only way to cure the sickness of the mind, that we need to create a doubt, and the doubt is gonna sweep out all this attachment to the worldly knowledge. From there we're able to use our own wisdom. So therefore we need to continue to practice and trust in the mind. So did it make sense? Yes, thank you. So we run out of time today, and thank you so much everyone, and you have a good day. Thank you. Goodbye.